Hello everyone and welcome to the third weekend with the PRL iRacing Sunday series. I am still Justin and today we'll be racing in the evening hours at the Daytona International Speedway. And we are still driving the RUFs, and this weekend's videos will feature the track spec and the 200-mile-an-hour RWD version. And we're going to kick things off with the track spec for the first race this weekend. And I know it's not the weekend now, but it was for the race, so I'm going to keep saying that. So we're going to start with the track spec. It's the lightest of the RUFs. It also has racing tires, I believe, like racing slicks, like similar to a Formula One car, whereas the RWD has like more sport tires or road tires with the grooves in them. You could almost call them intermediates, I guess, if you want, for the F1 fans out there. So I am in the, we're in the track spec. I was feeling really good. I really enjoy this car. You can be very aggressive under braking, very late braking. It's a very stable car. The hardest part is in the beginning stages of the race when the tires aren't up to temperature. It is a standing start for the first race, remember, and reverse grid from the last race. And then the second race is a rolling start, reverse grid from this race. So I'm in the sort of gray and black and yellow car there. I recently got my C class license with the with iRacing for road anyway. Excuse me. And when you change your license, it changes the color of the visor on your helmet, and I like to kind of match that visor on the helmet. So I've changed my cars to all be kind of that graphite color and black and yellow, with this one having the single thick horizontal stripe and vertical stripe going down it and across it. It's almost like a cross. I'm not religious before anyone. I'm okay with people being religious, but I'm not personally religious before anyone thinks that's a cross on there. I just think it looks cool. All right, so, oh yeah, I did also want to talk about practice here. You can see in the practice sessions, this is what my times looked like. I right out of the gate did a 148.9, went 7/10 faster to do a 148.2, and then went almost 2 seconds faster, did a 46.5, another 8/10 down to a 45.7. And then back up to a 46.2, so clearly I tried something and it didn't work out on that lap. Again, a 46.2, tried something, it didn't work out. And then all of a sudden, I just busted out with this 145.680, which is the fastest lap I have ever done at this track in any car. Granted, I've only raced this in the RWD here, but that is the fastest lap I've ever done at this track. So I was feeling very good, and that was not with any sort of drafting or anything like that. This is the type of circuit, obviously, since part of it is oval. It's a good circuit for drafting, but this practice time was not done with drafting. I guess I could show it to you guys really quick. Let me go ahead and just... Okay. Okay, so, and we'll go cockpit. Oops, that's not the one I wanted. Alright, so as you can see, pretty bumpy through turn 1 there. There's another turn as you're coming back. It's pretty bumpy when you're leaving the oval and when you're entering the oval. Very late braking for this corner, hugging the inside as best as I can, getting early on the throttle, up to 3rd gear, and then 4th, and finally 5th, before this full throttle left-hander, maybe a little bit of a lift. I missed my apex ever so slightly, taking a little bit of an exit curve, breaking down into 2nd gear for this corner, taking a very wide line to open it up as much as I can, maximize the exit. Heavy on the curve, curve into the grass even a little bit, braking very late down into 3rd gear, I believe, or was it 2nd for this one? Maybe it was 2nd. No, I think that was 3rd gear, and then 4th, and then 5th, onto the oval now. 6th gear, 150 miles per hour. And coming down to this straight, looking for the braking point just after the yellow post on the right. Just after the 2, here's the yellow post, and then down into 4th gear. Very aggressive through here, very aggressive again, very aggressive, lots of curb, just using as much of the track as possible. Back up into 5th gear, back onto the oval again. really do enjoy that high-speed chicane. It's lots of fun, actually. Some people might look at this track and they think it's pretty simple, and it is actually, but it's tons of fun to drive, actually. I had a blast racing at this track. I really enjoyed it. You want to stay to the left as you cross the line, and that's because there's no point. There's no apex on a corner, on corners like these. So pretty much you want to come out of it and just stay to the left. You don't want to use all the track. There's no benefit. You're not going to gain enough speed, and you're going to save yourself enough distance. And then again, you just stay hard to the left pretty much as you come through these corners, and that's the fastest way around the track. And then braking at about this yellow board right here, or just after. And again, staying to the left, letting it run wide, and then cutting it back to the inside. And you can see I messed that one up a little bit. I didn't turn in quite early enough, but that's kind of the general idea. So yeah, I felt really good, and as you can tell, there was no one in front of me, so I wasn't drafting or anything like that. So that is actual pace. It was not the fastest. In fact, it wasn't even the second fastest. It was actually third fastest. I was about 6/100ths slower than Steverson, and actually about 1.3 seconds off of Lauro in the end. He definitely seemed like the fastest person. His time was a little bit more reasonable. I think it was a high 44, and he said that that was with some drafting, actually. So he said that I probably was around his pace or so, but then he busted out that lap, and I mean, that's just that's in a whole nother league. But you can see it's very close, less than 3 seconds separating the entire field. Michael, unfortunately, Michael Hilscher here, he was not able to compete. There is a $3 fee to sign up for the PRL iRacing series, and it's, you know, it's just $3. It's pretty cheap. But at the same time, there's only 2 weekends left after this one. So, you know, it's one of those situations where you may just want to wait till next season so that your $3 gets you as many races as possible, for example. Okay, so we're going to move on now to the race itself. Here we go. And all right. So starting in first place, I know that's David in second, Esty Verson. I'm going to call him Esty. I'm just going to call him Esty. That's easier. Esty's in third. I'm in fourth. I believe this is Lauro in fifth. I want to say, yeah, 27 is Spencer. Spencer starting from 6th, and then John starting from 7th back there. Remember, it's reverse grid, so the farther back they are, it means the better they did on the previous race. So that means I was 4th from last, technically, I think. But anyway, starting from first, actually, I think is a new guy. Let me confirm that. Yes, I want to say Ashley is new. I think they said Ashley is new. But also, I believe he's the same Ashley Blakely who races in the the UK and Ireland Skip Barber series. And I just did an article about that, actually. I think he was starting from the back of the grid, and I think it was his first race with them as well. But yeah, so he seems to be involved in the Skip Barber series as well, which is interesting because I'm involved in Skip Barber and RUF stuff as well. I wonder how many other cars he's got, but so he's new, so he's starting from first place. Or is he new? Is he not? I think Austin is new. Okay. Ashley Blakely, I think, is new to PRL. Maybe not the other league. I don't know. I'm confused. But there's another guy named Ashley Blakely, I believe, in that Skip Barber series that I think is him. But I'm not sure if he's new or if Austin is the new guy. Both their names start with A. Yeah, it's definitely one of those two. Either Ashley or Austin is new. Now I'm thinking it's Austin, though. So I apologize for the confusion, guys. I just want to make sure I get this stuff right. But let's go ahead and get started on this. Sorry, I am taking forever, I know, but these are good races, so you guys won't be disappointed for sticking around. All right, let's go ahead and start things off. And I got a great start. Actually, I didn't get a great start. It looks like Esty just got a really bad start because he got swamped by Lauro and he's getting swamped by John now as well. And it looks like he might even get dropped down to last place. Nope, it looks like Spencer gets relegated to last. There's even a little bit of contact there. And it looks like I've actually lost out a position to John in the purple roof there. And I've got, I think that's the new guy, Austin. Yep, I believe that's Austin, who's trying to take me around the outside there, though, but I have the inside line, and actually I'm going side by side with John into this very high-speed left-hand corner. Remember, guys, the tires are cold right now, actually, so it's tricky. Oh, and you can see I almost lost the back end right there. Had a little bit of a moment, and I'm actually going to take that back. That's right. I've learned how to do this stuff now. And we're going to have a look at that in slow motion, just so you can get a feel. So I'm coming in and I'm hitting the brakes very late, and I kind of lose the back end under braking. You can see it's starting to slide right there. I counter steer to keep it, and just barely keep it out of the grass. It starts swinging the other way. I counter steer again, and then the car kind of settles, and I'm able to go through the corner. Great job by Austin to not hit me, though, because certainly that must have been a tense situation for him. Seeing that my car getting all squirrely, maybe 10 feet in front of him while we're going 100 miles an hour. Certainly that's got to be a little bit of a concern. So great job by him. I'm pretty pleased to keep it on the track as well. You'll see I do have a sponsorship thing on my car. That's not actually because I'm sponsored or anything. That's because if you do 10 races with that on your car, then you get entered into a chance to win a racing rig or racing seat and all that kind of stuff. This race doesn't count towards that. It has to be actual official iRacing races, not league races. But I just didn't feel like taking it off. I thought I might forget about it. So it's going to be on there for the rest of the race. Okay, so you can see that I'm in 4th place at the moment after I got past John. And it looks like John's dropped back down to last place now, actually. So unfortunately for him, something happened and he's dropped back, and I'm trying to keep up with the guys in 1st, 2nd, and 3rd right now, and I am definitely struggling to do so. Because we have this nice zoomed in angle, you can get a really nice look at the livery, I guess. And someone's pitting, someone's into the pits. I think that was Ashley actually in the green roof. And so that's going to give me 3rd position now. I'm in a podium position, and it looks like Lauro and David are going to be doing a little bit of battling up ahead. And Austin's up to 4th now, with Spencer just behind, followed by Esty and then John. And it looks like I'm pulling away from Austin, at least. I seem to have the pace on him, but not so much on Lauro and David. I just seem to be losing touch with them at the moment. My hope is at this moment maybe that they'll start going side by side through the corners and slowing each other down, which will give me an opportunity to close down that gap. I'm just noticing that the brake calipers for my car are yellow too. I wonder if it's like that for everyone's car, or if the yellow is because I selected yellow. I'm gonna have to look out for that. So I'm not really fast forwarding this because I'm not that far behind yet. You can see the 2 of them right there. That's 1st and 2nd place. Still running in 3rd. Oh, looks like something's happened to Austin though, and Spencer is just behind me now in 4th place. Coming towards the end of this lap. This is lap 2. Get this out of here. And starting lap 3, right there. That's the start finish line. Probably going 160, 170 miles per hour or so as you enter turn 1. Can brake very late with the track spec though, and they are going side by side. It looks like up ahead David and Lauro are having a little bit of a side-by-side battle. Can't see what's happening now, but it looks like David is in the lead at the moment, still running in very close proximity. see, I'm almost going off the track for the entrance of that corner. Very bumpy right there. That's the other corner where it's very bumpy. Again, it's at the entrance and exit of the oval, basically, and now I'm really starting to lose touch with the leaders, actually. They really seem to be pulling away, and I mean, a big part of this track is that last bumpy corner there, because you're full throttle for, I don't know, 20 seconds or more after it. Again, similarly, this corner is very important right here, because the amount of speed that you carry through there dictates the amount of speed that you carry through this whole straightaway. I know it looks like I'm turning left, but I'm really not. When the corner is banked as much as it is for these types of oval tracks in America, you're pretty much holding the wheel straight. There's maybe a slight turn to the left, but it's essentially straight. You're full throttle, you're accelerating the whole way through the corner. Coming now to the end of lap 3, starting lap 4. Still in 3rd place, which would be my best finish yet. So I have yet to get a podium, as far as I know. Am I remembering that wrong? I think I've yet to get a podium. So certainly 3rd place would be a good finish for me. Well, and it looks like Laura's gotten back in front of David now, taking the lead, and it looks like Austin's gotten back in front of Spencer. So all sorts of position changes happening ahead and behind me, but that gap is still pretty healthy. It looks like Laura's even pulling out a little bit on David, so he might be having some sort of issue or just struggling. The tires are definitely warmed up at this point, so you can be very aggressive. I'm going to go ahead and do some laps in cockpit, just so you guys can get a feel of what it's like actually driving the race itself. So this is 5th gear. Revs up to 9,000 RPM. In my practice, I was getting faster delta times by shifting a little under 9,000, even though it red lines above that. So I'm not sure 100% what's best, but look at this, 100 miles an hour through these corners. So much fun. Oh, and that's a little bit of an off track right there. Not a corner cut, but a little bit of an off track. Which is a single incident. If you get 17 incidents, you get black flag from the race. So you just got to be wary of that stuff. You can see the cars up ahead, they stay to the left as well when they come onto this long straight, as I was explaining earlier in the video. And it looks like they're going side by side, actually. Yep, side by side. And oh no, it looks like there's a spin. David's had a spin. And I'm going to go around the outside. He rejoins the track, not unsafely, but certainly he's trying to stay in this race for the lead. And I give him room, and just enough room. I'm going to have the inside line for this hairpin now, second gear. Holding a very tight line, letting it run out wide for the exit. And up into 4th. And then 5th gear. Then this very high-speed corner. Love that corner, 130, 140 mile an hour corner, lots of fun. Braking very late for this corner, taking a tight line and then flooring it up to 3rd as I'm still turning the wheel. 4th. Again, this is a very stable car, so you can do a lot with it. You can really attack the corners. You can see right there how bumpy it is through there. Really difficult to get through there cleanly each lap. A little bit slower for this one. I was only going 96 miles an hour that time at the entrance, but I think my exit speed might have been a little bit higher. I was able to get on the throttle a little bit quicker through the second half of that sort of chicane. It's not really a chicane, but you could call it a chicane of sorts. So I will. I'm going to keep calling it a chicane for the rest of these videos. It's an extremely high-speed chicane, but still a chicane nonetheless. It's not an S, or S's, certainly. Is that another person's motor right here? It is! And wow, David! I'm assuming he used a little bit of slipstream there to just zoom around the outside of turn 1 and take back 2nd place position. Fantastic move from David. Let's go ahead and take a look at that from his point of view. So yeah, he's just in the slipstream here, gaining, always gaining in the slipstream. And he moves to the outside. He's just going to brake a little bit later than me. Yeah, probably about 10, 20 meters later than me. He hangs it around the outside, leaves me room. Very, very nice driving from David. That's exactly how it should be done. Just fantastic driving from him to take that position. So let's go ahead and go back to me. And so remember, this is a track where the slipstream is very powerful, so really all I need to do is stay with him in this midfield section, and then I can pick up that very same slipstream that he used to pass me in just a few corners time here, coming out of this corner. Ooh, going a little wide, getting a little bit in the grass, not too bad though. And this is the corner that really matters. Yeah, it looks like he's gotten a better, yep, he's carried more speed through there, so he's going to be pulling away from me a little bit right now, but I am getting a little bit of a slipstream at this moment. It's not very powerful at this sort of distance, but I am getting a sort of slipstream effect, and you can see I'm sort of closing him in now. Yep, I am now the slipstream is stronger, or has been more effective than his exit speed through that corner, and no chance to pass certainly there. Can't brake later. Oh, and that might be another little off track there. I'm not sure. I think that was marginal. And again, I'm in the slipstream. I'm a little bit closer than I was coming out of that other corner, the bumpy one. So I'm gaining all through this. Still gaining. Which side is he going to pick? He's going to stay to the left side. He's going to make me go the long way around. Or is he? Nope, I let off the gas actually. So I decide, oh gosh, and here comes Spencer. And that's probably why I did not move to the right, is because Spencer has now joined this battle for second place, and he's actually passed me around the outside, dropping me down, now down to 4th place position. Very nice move from Spencer, pretty much the exact same move that David used on me. So he takes that final podium position. And it looks like they got a little bit of a better exit through that corner than I did, so they're pulling away a little bit at this moment. And actually had to lift through there, got a little bit of too much understeer. Braking very late. Not as late as them. Still pretty late. And getting back on the, I had to lift off a little bit. I wasn't sure if I was going to make the corner at that sort of acceleration. And again, going back onto the oval now, so I really need a good exit. And I really need to try to stick with them. Now, if Spencer gets a better exit than me, he pulls out a little bit, and then also he has the slipstream now, so it's going to be harder for me to get into Spencer's slipstream. And they're going to go side by side into this high-speed chicane. I'm the only one with a slipstream at this point. Braking down to 4th gear, about 100 miles an hour or so again through here. And almost having a little moment, but Spencer gets by, he takes that position. David drops down to 3rd place, and I'm not far behind in 4th. And it looks like David's gotten a little bit of a slipstream. He's moving to the inside of Spencer, and I have nowhere to go. I don't want to go 3 wide, so I'm just going to go in behind David. I'm going to hold a very tight line, brake as late as I can. And I'm going to kind of hope that maybe they make a mistake, but nope, they're too good, and they both make that corner perfectly. So everybody as you were. Having a little peek up the inside, as Spencer does the same on David, but no chance to pass there. Sort of intimidation tactics at this point, trying to see if we can make somebody crack. And you can still see Lauro up ahead in 1st place. He's not far up ahead. I'm wondering if maybe he made a mistake, because he looks a little bit closer than he has been. Either that or all this slipstreaming in the battle for 2nd has actually allowed us to catch him up a little bit. Oh no, and I've spun it. Yep. And I need to get it back pointing in the right direction. I'm going to stay to the right so I don't get in anybody's way. And unfortunately that's going to let by SD and John, and I've gotten a terrible run obviously for this whole straight, so I'm just losing time all the way down towards the chicane, and very possibly might even have another car coming up behind me. It seemed that I have really good pace here, though. Very competitive, so I'm certainly looking to try and gain that 4th place position back. The podium positions are out of reach now, but that red car just up ahead, SD, that's 4th place. So if I could just pump in some really quick laps and some consistent laps, then I could be looking to take back that 4th place position. So that's exactly what I'm looking to do right now. Coming to the end of lap 8 now. Start of lap 9. Remember, this is a 20-minute race. It's not a set number of laps, it's just a set number of time. And breaking down for turn 1, and it looks like the 2 cars up ahead are cleanly through with no issues. Oh, turning a little bit too much for that corner. Compromise my exit speed, so I'm losing some time all the way down here. It looks like actually SD and John are pulling away currently. They seem to have pulled out, certainly. That was a pretty bad hairpin back there, but I don't think it was that bad. They might just be really on it right now as John goes a little bit in the dust. I think I braked a little too early for that one. And definitely not getting any slipstream at this distance. There are not many laps left, though. Remember, a lap is just under a minute 50 or so. So 9 laps is probably about 16, 17 minutes, so there's not much left to this race. I'm going to be very aggressive through these. That felt pretty good. But again, really just don't seem to be gaining on the cars up ahead. So it's looking like maybe 6th for me, unfortunately, in a race that I was feeling quite good about. I certainly think 2nd was possible. Again, though, Loro was just so fast in practice, I don't think there was any chance I had of beating him. And it looks like, are they going side by side up ahead, or no? I don't think so. They're just pretty close together, though. Oh, no, and there has been a spin. It's Spencer, though, who was battling with David up ahead, remember, in the battle for 2nd place, that orange number 27 car. So Spencer is spun. He's at least in 6th now, so that moves me up into 5th place position now, though. Which means that the red car is now a podium, so if I can catch SD there, then that would give me a 3rd place finish. Getting on the power very early through that corner. That was very nice, if I do say so myself. I think that was the best I did that all race long. You could hear me just full throttle it, almost at the apex even, very early at the exit of that corner. Got a great run down to the corner before coming onto the oval here. But again, I really seem to be losing time to the cars ahead. I don't seem to be gaining on them. I'd really appreciate it if they would start battling right about now, because that would certainly be very helpful. Oh, and that was not a corner cut, but I think I might have... Oh gosh, okay. Yeah, it wasn't a corner cut, but I think I may have gotten an off-track incident for that one. Really, the downside to this track spec car is just the top speed. And even still, it goes, I mean, you can see I'm going 160 miles an hour, which is pretty fantastic coming from like the Skip Barber F2000 or from the, oh! And what's going on up ahead? Why do I only see John? Where's SD? Where's SD? Oh, okay, he's up there. I thought maybe something happened to SD. So things are still as they were. Oh, and it looks like, is that a back marker? Or has something happened to John or Loro? Or, no, excuse me, not John, David. Either David or Loro has had some sort of issue, or that's a back marker, I'm not sure. Oh, I do believe that is a back marker, actually. I believe that's Austin, who pit for repairs, I want to say. And didn't quite get enough speed through that corner. But it does appear that that back marker is holding up Esty and John, and now he's gotten out of the way. I'm visibly closer though. You can actually, they just barely got out of view as I came on, so I am a little bit closer than I was before. Now it looks like they're going to go too wide into this high-speed chicane, Esty and John. Yep, and it looks like they didn't. They both had it. So I'm going very aggressive through here. What's my exit speed? 110 after the apex of the second, the very last apex of the corner. And yep, and it looks like Esty's had a very poor exit. And I think this might be the final lap, actually. I'm getting a very nice toe on him. I'm not sure if this is the final lap or not. No, it is not. Okay, so I think this is the last lap, though. And yes, that is a... Is that a back... Let me just check. Now I'm dying to know. Yeah, this is Austin. He's on lap 11. We're on lap 12. Oops, sorry about that. So that's why he's ahead of me, because he's a lap down. So I got Esty just ahead though, and I think was he the one that was actually? Yes, he was the one that had the very similar time to me in practice, only 6/100ths faster. It looks like Austin has either had an issue or he's letting us by in a very strange way, and I'm very close to Esty still. It looks like he pulled out a little bit right there, and again trying to carry as much speed through here as possible. And I'm definitely close enough for slipstream right here, and it doesn't look like he got a much better exit onto this oval than me, so didn't really pull away, and now I'm gaining on him. And this is the final lap now. So I'm not looking at, there's this chicane coming up. I'm not looking to make the pass right here. I'm looking to get a better run through the chicane than him. And it looks like I've done exactly that. I'm gaining very close now. I got a much better exit speed than him as we come back onto the oval. This is the end of the race here. I'm getting a very nice slipstream on him. It's going to make me go the long way around out on the outside. And we're just about alongside of each other now. I just about got my front wheel along his back wheel. And we're going side by side now. That's the finish line up ahead. Right where it says Daytona, that's the finish line. And who won? Or not won, but who got fourth place? Who did? Who did indeed? Let's take that back just a little bit. And let's see it from this perspective. And pause. Right? Yeah, that's probably good enough. Oh gosh. I'm gonna have to do a single frame. Okay, I think it's this button. Yep, and there it is. So as you can see, I just barely edged out Esty by, I think in the end it was like 5,000ths of a second. 0.005 seconds. I was able to edge him out just barely. So that plan worked out exactly as it was supposed to. Like I said, I was just trying to get a good run through the chicane so I could get a nice run on him towards the finish line. That's exactly what I did, and that's exactly how it worked out. So just what an amazing photo finish here. You can see, here we go, 22.745 and 22.750, so that is 5/1000ths of a second difference. Just absolutely amazing. I had a lot of fun doing this race. I was a little disappointed. I think I could have done maybe a little bit better, but certainly in the end, I'm happy to get that position on Esty at the very last moment of the race. So very happy with that. Fourth place is in the top half, at least out of 8 people total. So I was in the top half of the finishers. I finished ahead of SD, Spencer, Ashley, and Austin, and yeah, quite happy with that race. Had a lot of fun doing it. Really enjoyed the car, and I can tell you, actually, even though I do enjoy the track version better, the RWD version race is the more interesting race. It is fantastic. So make sure you guys check out the RWD video. There's going to be a link to it right as soon as I'm done talking, so you can go check that out. And it's a really good race. It's a lot of fun. The RWD is just so much more difficult to control versus this car. So it made things really interesting, having us do the really nimble car first, and then the extremely heavy overweight car second. Okay, thank you so much for watching, guys, and I hope you check out the next video.